Let's go.
You seen the logo. You already know. Welcome to the Windy City Savage. We are the cream of the crop, brother. Ooh, yeah. And I am joined by my co-host.
This guy, it's me. It's SU3 here. Y'all know how it's supposed to go.
And in the background, you already know, we got Johnny Wrestletude himself. It's going to be a good show, my brothers. But you already know, man. Let's get into the Savage news. Alrighty. So put it this way. This one's a little favorite of mine. You guys may not know him, but JD from New York. He's in some hot waters with Tony Khan and Mercedes Moné, and I guess AEW in itself. Again, he always is in some sort of hot water. I actually like JD from New York, his podcast. I tune in constantly. He's a good dude. I like him. So JD and the Solo Monster, which is also my OG podcaster, one of my favorites. I put him in the the Mount Rushmore of wrestling podcasters. His voice is great. Either way, put it this way. The man and him go on this, weekly show, I guess you could say, Hog. And it's a small wrestling promotion in New York. They do travel. They've been here out in Chicago one time, and they do travel and do commentary, right? So in the main event with Mercedes Moné and Indy Hartwell, all right, when the match is about to start, someone grabbed JD and told him, hey, they want you out of commentary. You got to get out. And he did. And so that's been making the roundabout news, is that who kicked them out? Was it Mercedes? Was it Tony Khan? Like, who in the hell got him out? Was it the promotion itself? Because the reason why they kicked him out is that this guy gives a lot of backlash on AEW, a lot of backlash on Mercedes Moné, a lot of backlash definitely on Tony Khan himself. I heard his stuff before, and he is aggressive. Now, I'll give him this. Some of the stuff, definitely, rightfully so. So I guess my question is to you guys, overall, do you think it's justified that they did this? And who did this, you think? Whose idea was it to get him off? Or you know what I mean? Like, was it Tony Khan? Was it Mercedes? Or was it the show itself?
I think it could have been the show itself.
So, okay.
Because I think the show itself, it's like, if you're going to be bashing them, that we're like co-hosting with them or like co-joining them, then you're already basically bashing us.
Right.
So it's like, let's put it, for example, we have someone to come over. We're just going to use them just to bash them and trash them and just basically say the worst about them. It's like, why are they going to come over?
Exactly.
So I feel like that's the thing that happens. Like, why are we going to invite this company to come and bring along a champion? Let's be honest. Mercedes Moné is a champion.
Ooh, 4 belts.
She went up to 4 now? Good God.
She has 4 belts. One was kind of like a double belt when she won it. I don't think she realized she had 2 belts at that point, extra. But it was another belt cross-promoted, and it ended up joining together. So it was a promotion that bought up another promotion. So technically they bought their belt. So when she beat certain wrestlers, she actually got 2 extra belts, even though she was wrestling for 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that? So then again, that's what I was saying. So she sat there and it's like, you're bringing in your champion. You're bringing in a champion, someone that's supposed to have respect. And all of a sudden now you're going to sit there and say, no, but we want you to bash him. Of course not, because we want you guys to keep coming back, because your wrestlers are the things that are going to be driving us money. So if we know this guy over here is a loose cannon and a half, then we're not going to allow you to talk.
Mm-hmm. And I get that. So put it this way. If it was a promotion's idea, I'm going to have to agree with you as well. Because it's like, okay, as a promotion, you keep wanting to have these big wrestlers coming back.
Yeah.
Mercedes Moné, whether you like it or not,
she's a big wrestler. She's a big name.
A big wrestler. She's a big name. And as well as AEW in itself. If you want to have good business with AEW and keep having their stars coming on your show, yeah, you're going to have to keep the guy who's been bashing the product for quite a while. Now, is that bashing justified? I let you, as the fans, decide on your own. I have my opinions, but we're not going to go into that deep topic. I guess I get it. JD, I'm sure he was pissed. Would I have been pissed? Hell yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
dog, it's my job. I wouldn't be pissed if I was kicked out of the thing. Did he know ahead of time? Who knows? But I mean, that actually went in the roundabout of news, man. It was big. But I mean, in the end of the day, you know how they say any publicity is a good publicity, even though it was bad for him.
Yeah.
It put more attention to him. Like, who is
To
this
him.
JD guy?
Yeah, to him, to the company, to JD. I mean, at this point, though, here's my thing. It's good for him because, yes, puts his name out in the limelight, but it's bad for AEW because a lot of fans are already saying AEW is for like the quote unquote weak because Tony Khan can't take too much criticism. Tony Khan can't take too much blah, blah, blah. So it's like a lot of people are not going to sit there and say maybe it was the company who invited Lachey Mooney to come. It was Tony Khan, and they're going to call him weak and, and a dork and whatever, blah, 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 this and that.
And yeah, and I get that. And it actually does make, let's put it this way. If it was Tony Khan, my man, it makes you look weak, dude. You're after a small promotion. Like, come on, dude. You're making yourself look weaker than what you're giving credit for. Because you're giving a lot of credit ever since that CM Punk incident. I fear for my life, guys. I was there when he announced that, by the way. It doesn't make it look good. As far as Mercedes Moné, if this was her idea, I don't really see it. But it's like, at the same time, you can't handle criticism.
She can't.
If that was the case, it doesn't make any sense, dude. I mean, honestly, dude, for JD itself, keep your head up, brother. You have some great content out there. I always watch. Like I said, any bad publicity is always going to be good publicity. This just gives you more eyes on your product. So you keep doing your thing, my man.
Keep going, bro.
Yep. Keep
We
it
support
strong. So let's go on to the next topic, brother. Hoaxster. My man.
This one? All right.
We're going to get a hot tag going.
No hot tag. He said no hot tag.
No hot tag? All right, brother. So put it this way, Hoaxster. You just can't catch yourself a break. The Hulkamania ain't running wild in certain cities of the world, I guess. All right, so let's put it this way. A little background check. Last week.
I mean, he's hot in Atlanta, Florida. Does that count?
Look, man, let me get you a little background check. Last week we talked about Hulk Hogan and Scott Steiner beef, right?
Okay.
That was my thumbnail of the fucking video to the point. So this week, we heard about Hulk Hogan going around and promoting American beer, and he's going to city, and recently he was in Wisconsin. So it's up north from us. So he was close by. Did I go check it out? I ain't got time for that shit, brother. And nothing against the Hoaxster. I do still think he's one of the best wrestlers that come out of the 80s. But I have my opinions outside of that. Regardless, he made the news this week. And there was a couple of kids on the news that said, we don't like you, Hulkster. You're a bad guy, this type of stuff. And the reason why is that I guess apparently what happened was when he was doing his American beer promotion, he was signing autographs. He was supposed to sign 200 autographs and they got tickets. So at some point, I guess he was running late and he had a dip. And when he dipped, he didn't announce anything. He just walked out and left and people were confused. So someone else had to come out and say, hey, and I think it was at 170.
Dang.
He said, hey, sorry, guys. He left the building. And then people were mad. There was a father on the news that said, this is disappointing. He could have came out. He could at least shake our hands and said, I got to go, brother, or said something. And a couple of kids of, the father were left upset. And I guess rightfully so.
Of course.
They were there. They wanted them to sign, I guess, some Pokemon cards. Which I think I remember seeing that. I'm like, Pokemon cards. I'm like, hey, you're a kid.
You got to get something to be signed.
Right. I guess they don't sell really that much Hulk Hogan products, but
anymore.
I mean, but at the same time, they can't drink, so they can't sign the beer. So regardless,
Dusty Rhodes took over.
Yeah. So regardless, though, my man, if you got a responsibility to sign 200, I think you should honor it. And if you don't, say something, man. Just walk out and leave. It's just like it looks bad on you. It's like, hey, be like, look, I'm sorry. You're my fans. I love y'all, but I gotta go. You've been having a rough couple of weeks. Years, really. There's a lot of issues with you, my man, going on with fans. You got booed on Raw on Netflix, debuted.
When you're trying to never have brought him out.
And the worst part is Jimmy Hart got some of it, and I like Jimmy Hart. That's my man right there. But look,
Jimmy, I think they brought out Jimmy to like really like not focus so much on Hogan, because if Hogan came out alone, he would not have received them. He would have received more boos. He would have received more boos than Dominic Mysterio by this point.
but that's the thing. Dominic Mysterio's boos are kind of like
Playful and fun.
well, they're actually microphone in, apparently. The thing with Hogan was those boos are real.
Mm-hmm.
So put it this way. Look, man, I don't know, man. You know, you were probably late. I'm for sure he probably had to go somewhere else and sign an autograph. He was running late, and I get that. The thing is, announce it, say something. Say I'm running late somewhere else. I gotta go. I apologize. Have some. You know what? Let me get you some tips. Have some like autographs with the picture already signed. Be like, look, my fans, the ones that can't autograph, here's some pics. Let me go. Let me send it to you guys. Have something given out for free. Hell, give out your shitty ass beer. I don't know. I don't drink that shit. I drink Modelo because I don't get paid to sponsor you. So regardless, what I'm saying is be more prepared, brother, because you're always on the news almost,
And
man.
not for good news.
Not for good news for wrestling fans.
For you to have bad news is not a good thing for you at all.
Not at all, my man. And I mean, Hulkster, I'm trying to get you catch a break, but you just can't catch anything, man. You're just catching
You can't even catch a Twix.
You know, it's cold.
I'm sure you got a cold that day. But look, man.
My thing is, listen,
All right.
why don't they be like Arnold Schwarzenegger? So Arnold basically, when he's meeting and greeting somebody, he has someone that squeezes his arm at every single time. Like he goes to somebody, hi, nice to meet you. Boom. All right, cool. On to the next one. Squeeze. On to the next one, right? Why not have someone, if you're overtaking your time at these meet and greets, have someone behind you. 2 seconds, squeeze on the shoulder. All right, hey, look, man, next one. All right, next one. All right, now, you know, you have like that repetitive motion, so it's not like you're taking too much time and you can do your 200.
Okay.
Now, people feel offended because they didn't get the meet and greet. It's like, technically, you bought the ticket for the poster to be signed.
And the picture in separate. Yeah.
Yeah, if that was a separate, cool, it's an additional fee, whatever, but you're not combining everything 2 in 1.
You're right on that.
So that's what's like, all right, cool, listen. So you show the person in the back your ticket, all right, cool. Boom, one picture. On to the next one. No, all right, cool. You sign on to the next one. One picture, boom. You know, and stuff like that. And you keep going, keep rotating, keep moving forward. Because that way, again, you're not trying to waste time. Oh, we didn't like this picture. You know, all right, cool. We could take one more, brother. It's okay.
Alrighty, and I like that idea, SG3, and I feel like he should have someone. God's sake, Jimmy Hart, do something about this, my man. You're gonna catch heat no matter what, and not rightfully so.
And you're a legend.
You're a legend, bro. You look great for your age too, by the way.
Of the South, man.
Yep. Hogan, come on, man. Give us some good news next week. We don't want to keep hearing this shit, brother. Keep it up. Let's go.
Don't say keep it up because he's gonna keep up with the bad stuff.
Keep it up with the good stuff, I guess, man. On to the next news. And this is more of an opinion that I want from you guys. And that is this. John Cena heel promo kicked off last Monday night.
I loved it.
So
I loved it.
I got some love and I got some hate for it. So put it this way. He comes out, no new theme song. And we know why, because he said you fans do not deserve any new stuff. Obviously, the fans in that country showed his appreciation to John Cena, and boy, were they loud, really loud. So John Cena had a few words to say. He let us know what he was thinking for years. And do I disagree with them? I agree. I've been agreeing. As a Cena fan throughout my life, yes. I agree madly of what he said. So I guess my thing is that I agree, but then you got Cody Rhodes that comes out after Cena cut his promo. And of course, Cena said, look, listen here, kid. And it looked like he was trying to get a little bit of like, let me let you understand why I did what I did. But before he could have even said anything, Cody Rhodes just burst out, cut a really loud promo, spit it out, told him, look, I don't want this Cena pathetic Cena I'm seeing now. I want the old John Cena, the hustle, loyal, respect. And next time I see you, I hope I get that. Otherwise, I'm out. So the good part, right? The good part of this whole heel Cena promo, what he cut was great.
Bro, it was fantastic. The fact that the kid in the background with like the shirt and the hat was like, damn, dude, I just
Yeah, like I'm in the video. Damn, like you went after me.
Yeah, but it was like that kid too. He's like, oh, and I just bought your stuff, dude. Like I just bought all because you could tell there was a new merchandise he had just come out with. Because it was like literally the same shirt, everything, the hat, everything, literally just like Cena. So it was like, here I am supporting you. You just
right. So that's the good stuff, and the fact to the crowd because the crowd let him know what's up. The crowd was loud. The crowd was energetic. Yep, and the crowd definitely he fed it to the crowd, and he does a good job always. He always have, no matter if he was a face or a heel. He always had that, that energy for it. So my issue is this. So Cody Rhodes comes out, talks some shit. Cena just takes it. And the same thing goes for Cody Rhodes. It's like, you come out, my man, look, Elimination Chamber, you were embarrassed, Cody Rhodes. You got kneed in the nuts. Or kicked in the nuts. Kicking in the nuts really hard. And then Travis Scott in the background slapped your ass really hard or punched you. I don't know what. Gave you a black eye. And then you come out all energized, but then you just cut a little promo and decide to leave. If it was me, I want to kick his ass. The only bad part, like one of my bad part of the segment is that I just don't understand. Put it this way, you had CM Punk getting screwed that same night by Seth Rollins. What happened the same night afterwards on Monday night? What did CM Punk do? He came out, instead of doing his little entrance, he came out all mad, all business. Let's get this shit going. I'm going to kick your ass, Seth Rollins, and rightfully so. So I get it, Cody's the baby face. Cody's the good guy. But dude, I mean, I think he could have done a little bit better here, to play it off to the crowd. I don't think cutting a promo would have made sense. I would have thought I'm going to kick your ass. I'm just going to do it now would have been a lot better.
I think it did right though. Here's my opinion. To play devil's advocate against you. Here's why. Cena hasn't wrestled since WrestleMania. Right?
Okay.
When he lost to not WrestleMania, sorry, when he lost to Solo, which was what? Crown Jewel or something like that? SummerSlam?
Wasn't that?
He lost something.
It was his Crown Jewel, yeah.
Okay, he lost the Crown Jewel to Solo Sikoa. Look disheveled, look destroyed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that's our image right now of John Cena. It's destroyed, beaten, everything. Right?
Yeah.
It's nothing good. So at this point, it's like I could see that. So my thing is cool. You wait for the hype to build. Let them keep. Remember Rock and Cena?
Yeah.
Remember Rock Cena promo?
Yep.
Remember how they just kept promoting and just talking and talking and talking, and you were just so invested in it. You're like, dude, I want to see this.
Okay.
I feel like this is what's going to happen with this. It's just going to be talk after talk, and then just one day they're going to get right again in the middle, just get into each other's face, and it's going to happen. It's going to be that buildup, and they're going to get broken up again. But it's cool. Now you're so invested to tune to WrestleMania Night 2 to watch that match.
Okay. But I guess I get what you're saying. It's just that as my first night coming out, it's just if I got hit in the nuts, I got embarrassed publicly. The most watched video on Twitter, YouTube, every social media is John Cena turning heel and beating the crap out of Cody Rhodes. The man got hit by his own fucking belt. I would have just come up there and just say, John Cena, I still respect you, nah, man, I would want my revenge, bro. And I get it, and I get where you're going with this. It's just that I just don't see it, man. I thought it was everything else what Cena did was a good segment. The way he played out the crowd, the way he called out the kids, the crowd itself, it was all good. Cody Rhodes' part, I don't know, man. I felt like it was just missing a little bit of sauce. Now, can they bounce back? Obviously, I think they will. But where they're going to go with this, I don't know. I don't think John Cena is going to change his merchandise at all. Because here's the thing is that merchandise is selling.
No, dude, I can't wait for him to come to Chicago so I can buy me a shirt. I'm not a Cena fan, but I want a shirt from Chicago.
Yeah, the last time is now, and definitely it is. And I just don't see him changing their merch, even if he is a bad guy. But like you said, he's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's just himself. And I did like that part. It's just he made it sure to know, and I'm not a heel. I'm just me. And I'm tired of you guys, And rightfully so. I mean,
you have made me the butt of an invisible joke for 15 years. I'm like, dang, okay.
and you felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he did he did pretty good playing off of that. Like everything. Like he mentioned every Easter egg you could possibly think of.
He did.
Yeah.
He still has it, man. And the mic guy still has it.
I think getting the mic, I think that guy's one of the best mic workers in the business, no matter what. And I actually think he's a lot better than The Rock, personally. And we saw that instance when it was The Rock versus Cena. We saw Cena kill the fucking Rock on the mic a couple of times. But I just guess the way it went about, I think it could have been a little bit better. But I mean, it's just my opinion. But we still got a couple more weeks to go, and I like to see what happens next week because they're going to both be.
A little bit over a month.
Yeah, I think next week they're going to both still be on tomorrow. Actually, they're going to both be on Raw, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. So let's keep it on the Raw subject. We had a little incident. Mr. Yeet himself botched a move, really bad spot, and besides that, he's been having a lot of heat as well because he buried. Who did he bury? Issue 3?
What do you bury? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Who did Cena face a couple of WrestleManias ago? And that guy went over, hit Cena out of all people. Oh man, what do you think? Come here.
Hot take this.
Come on, let's see. Oh man. Who did he? Hi everybody, Johnny Wrestle here. I think the only one that Cena has beaten recently would be the
No, I didn't say beat. Went over. Someone went over. It's John Cena, and that's Theory himself.
Oh, Austin Theory.
Austin Theory. That is who Jey Uso buried. Is Austin Theory in less than a minute. It went quick. It went over. And then after the match, obviously, he went for the top rope to do the springboard on both of these guys, Grayson Waller and Theory himself. He bounced that move like no tomorrow. Has fans over there speculating whether Jey Uso is the right man to basically go after that title. You know, he's still kind of green, you know, and then not only that, but it's like fans are kind of mad that he buried Austin Theory, a guy who went over Cena, the guy that was supposed to be the next generation. Do you think that was the right move? Do you think Austin Theory deserved it? And do you still think Jey Uso is still that guy, I guess?
In my opinion, Austin Theory should have had a longer match. If you just beat Cena at WrestleMania, which was what, like 2 years ago?
Yep, a couple of years back.
And it just makes you wonder, why are you going to bury somebody unless Theory has just dropped from, like, let's say that level of who he was, and he's just lost that level.
So there was also a couple of rumors that came out. John Cena's promo did go a little longer than expected.
So maybe that's why you had to finish them off real quick.
But that's the thing, dude. Here's put it this way. We already know the ending of that match, and eventually Gunther came out, beat his ass like he always does. So why not just have Jey Uso come out, do his little, entrance, but in the background have Gunther just beat his ass if you're running short. Just go straight to the point. And then if anything, have Grayson Waller and Theory join in. Beat his ass down. Sell it.
Or not even have him make it to the ring.
Yep, just beat his ass.
Give Austin Theory the win, and then this gives Austin Theory and Grayson Waller a chance to put their hats in for the tag team belts.
Yep. But as well as this, do you still think Jey Uso's still the guy? Do you think this whole criticism of it is rightfully so? And it's not everybody. He's still going to be hot. He's still going to go out there every week and yeet. But you put it this way, my personal opinion, I'm going to tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther versus Jey Uso, and remember this. This is for the World Heavyweight title. This whole match, this whole feud, this whole title scene feels to me like a mid-card match, but it's supposed to be not. I feel like in a way it's devaluing both men, especially Gunther. I don't feel like this is main event.
I think that's what you did it on purpose. You have you're building your main events. The two that you're looking at is Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Punk. That's one.
Yeah.
Your other one is Cena and Cody Rhodes. That's your main night to close out the whole entire thing. You had to do something to devalue and give a good reason why the world title's not closing out. Why the world title's so low. It's been happening. I mean, last year, what was it? Last year, your main event was Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that same year, the world title match was what? Opening, I think.
But that's the thing. It's like if you're gonna devalue the product, dude, what was the point of Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble? They could have just gone to John Cena if that was the point. And that's the thing is when whoever wins the Royal Rumble should be a main eventer guy. And it should feel a main event. This whole world heavyweight title
Sadly, that hasn't been the case.
And it's because they keep doing the same repeat and keep going skit every single week. Jey Uso comes as the baby face. Yeet cuts his little same promo. Gunther comes out, beats him down, and then or tells him you're not the guy, walks away and does the same shit. It doesn't feel anything special. It doesn't feel like Jey Uso has to fight for his life. It just feels kind of lackluster. And it's feeling kind of lackluster. And things keep going, we already know that the main event probably will be CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. But to have your World Heavyweight title to be a mid-card match at this point, it's really embarrassing, I want to say, for the company itself. Especially that title supposed to be not a... Well, we already know. When that title was given out there and Seth Rollins win it, we were all calling it like, the... basically the participation trophy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And to me, that was kind of embarrassing. But eventually Seth did well. Seth did defend it, and Seth did bring prestige to that title. And I'll give him credit where credit's due. To have Gunther go out there and to fight his ass off, and then to go all that from this, it just feels lackluster, bro. And I feel like he deserves a little better. As well as Jey Uso, man. Like, the guy was over. It just, all this angle just seems very lackluster to me. It's one of the worst angles next to Tiffy Time.
And Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
I feel like Charlotte is trying to bury Tiffy.
And let me give a hot tag to SG3 while, I use little boys.
Give us a second. We got to all step around.
But let's give his opinion real quick. Hot tag it is. Go ahead. Answer with the old man.
So, let me get up in this. I'll wait for the old man to come up in here.
Old man, sit down.
All right.
Well, actually, it's Johnny Russell too now, but
Johnny Russell too, old man, the same person, just different identity. So here's my thing. Let me actually ask something. So the last thing you guys talked about, I don't ever like the match.
No, I know you weren't a big fan of Jey Uso winning the Rumble,
and there's a reason why. Because you're killing momentum if he wins. Excuse me, if he loses, you're killing his momentum. If he wins, you just debunked everything about Gunther. So I don't like it. To go based where you guys were talking the whole Tiffy Time and Charlotte Flair, I don't like it. Never have and never will. And the reason why,
No, go ahead. I'll say something after you're done.
I just never liked it because it doesn't make sense.
The funny thing about both these matches is they're both the Rumble winners, and nobody's happy about the Rumble winners this time.
Well, because what was it given Charlotte Flair was going to happen?
Yeah, everybody knew Charlotte would win. Nobody wanted Charlotte to win. Heck, even Tiffany in her own promo said nobody wants it here no more.
That's because me personally, I don't mind her there, but it's just that every single time she shows up, she's got to get thrown into the championship picture. How about you stop that?
Tell the man who puts her in there.
Yeah.
Remember, Triple H is a big fan of her daddy.
Literally. So I think the daddy calls in, hey,
What about I need my daughter to make the 17th time before she retires.
Yeah.
Before Cena makes it.
Actually, now you know what? Might as well go ahead and ask you a question. I don't know if the Windy City Savage is going to ask you the question, but Cena, does he make 17?
Now WrestleMania?
Yeah.
No. I think after, but WrestleMania, I feel like he has to lose. I feel like he's going to lose so that Cody can come out, be the big winner. But you never know. I mean, Stone Cold's going to be there, apparently. So my idea is that the only way I feel like Cena's going to win is if we get a big swerve, and at some point Stone Cold turns on everybody too.
Well, I don't know if you sure. I don't know if you heard. Flair said Cena can't win number 17. Cena can't do it. I'm not going to allow him to do that. I'm going to be the true to make sure he doesn't win number 17.
That'll be interesting if AEW lets him. I'll be right back. Let me Joe Savage jump in here.
Move out of my chair, bro.
All right. Okay. Once again, we're moving all across. All right. Hot tag. All right, cool.
Hot tag it is, brothers. Sorry about that. So, anyways, that is our opinion to that. And with that, we will move on to the next topic.
Actually, what's your opinion on it?
Like I said before, dude, everything feels lackluster when it comes to Tiffy time. Charlotte Flair, Jey Uso versus Gunther. The Royal Rumble winners don't feel like Royal Rumble winners to me. They just feel like mid-carders. I'm not excited, really. I feel like they only have about 4 or 5 weeks left for a couple of more, storylines.
Let's see. So you got this week, 29, 2. So there's you know what? 1 on the 5th, 2, 3.
Yep.
3 weeks.
So you got about 3 shows left, maybe 4. Maybe they could show up on SmackDown. Yeah, SmackDown is always kind of lackluster before WrestleMania. They really got to kick it up, dude. Maybe have Gunther go out there and beat the shit out of Jimmy Uso. And really beat the shit out of him. Make it a storyline. Make it matter, Give out something as far as Charlotte and Tiffy time as well, man. Make it worth something because it just doesn't seem like they're connecting.
I'm just tired of Charlotte being in the damn title picture every time she comes back.
Well, but unfortunately it's going to happen. I guess at least make it count, man, because their promo last Friday Night SmackDown just didn't really connect. And I feel like it's never.
Her promos haven't connected in a long time. It's not just the last time. It's literally every single time for like the last year or two. They just haven't connected.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. About 3 to 4 weeks.
Especially because Tiffany is on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you want her to look good, but it's like, how can't you when you're not giving her any material?
Exactly my point. So let's just see what happens, man. We got a couple of more weeks away. WWE has done miracles before. Let's just hope they could do something.
They did something last year.
Because honestly, dude, we just want to see a good WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all we want as fans, to see something good this year as well as next year's and future, coming up. So let's put it this way. Chris Bay. You ever heard of Chris Bay? He's a TNA wrestler that got injured against the Hardy Boys.
Okay.
Broke his neck.
Dang.
And got paralyzed.
Dang.
So he got paralyzed and had his surgery. And during the surgery, after it was done, the doctors did tell him you have about 10 to 25% chance of walking ever again. So he was on Chris Van's podcast recently, and I actually watched that podcast weekly as well as RVD that was on there this week. So Chris Bay is actually able to walk somewhat now.
Thank God. Okay.
Yep. So he did pull out a miracle. He did defeat all odds. And shout out to him and his organization. You guys want to donate? I suggest to donate out there. The man is wrestling basically in TNA, and there's wrestlers. We don't have insurance, and I'm sure he's not making the best of money. So all I got to say is you got the money, you got some funds, or you just want to send love out there to Chris Bay. Pull in for the miracle. The man was talented. I was actually a big fan of him. The man is talented. The man has a lot of great moveset. He was in the tag team with ABC with Ace Austin, and he's talented in himself as well. And the move gone wrong, and it could just happen to anyone. And if I was you as well, watch the podcast. Watch Chris Valiant and his podcast about him. He has a great perspective of life. The man got paralyzed, yet when he woke up, he said, I live day one, meaning this is where we're going to start all over again, but I was still given a chance. I'm not going to lose that chance. We're going to restart, and we're going to make things better. He has a great perspective of life. Honestly, it was a great podcast, like emotional one. You could feel the emotion as he was talking, dude. There was a couple of pauses there for him because you could feel it, And as fans and even wrestlers, you never know when that happens to you, Like 1 minute you could do one move, and next thing you know, it goes, and next thing you know, bam, you're paralyzed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And, I guess we forget because we always think these wrestlers are like, superheroes, but at the end of the day, they're all humans just like us. But as well as that, if you guys don't remember, is that CM Punk did shout him out on Raw, on the debuting Raw on Netflix. He did shout out Chris Bay, you know, in his promos, which was a great, you know, homage to him, you know. So he has a lot of support out there, and rightfully so. So we're pulling for you, brother. Hopefully we can see you back in the ring. If not, it's great to see you walk. It really is.
Yeah, or even just as a manager. Not even as a wrestler, just as a manager to at least be safe.
Yes. So let's keep it going with the TNA topic. Frankie Kazarian, you know, was talking in the interview and said, and they asked him, like, you know, what do you think about TNA? What if it got into a bigger platform? And he did say, like, we would like to see TNA in a bigger platform, like, you know, Paramount, obviously.
Okay.
So my question is to you guys, do you think TNA will grow a lot bigger if it was in a different platform, you know, subscription? Because right now they're in Access. Access is only available either to cable, and I guess they do have their own app, but it's not really wide type of thing. It's kind of hard to access on. I had to get Sling TV in order to watch TNA. So it is kind of hard, unless you subscribe to their subscription, which is kind of expensive as well. So, you know, with all the promotion going on with WWE now, you know, their little partnership, do you think TNA will be able to grow if they were in a bigger platform in general, just like AEW is with HBO right now?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
They would grow a lot more. Here's why. Because TNA just got the partnership with WWE.
Right.
So that helps them grow because they already put the name out there.
Okay.
You're putting it out, and especially you start having like a lot of these NXT wrestlers go down to AEW at TNA. You have a lot of WWE wrestlers go to TNA. That starts bringing like your name out there, and it's like, all right, cool. Like you have now Randy Orton at a TNA event. You have now Jordan Grace go back once again to TNA. You have a Tiffy Time go down to TNA. It's like, and then you have Joe Henry come up. You have Jordan Grace who came up. You have those kind of people who come up, and it's like it starts making your product. Oh, there are also people out there. So imagine if you have like on a Paramount channel, if you have like on the Paramount streaming platform, that's going to give you more eyes are going to be glued to your product than what they are right now.
Yep. Yeah. Do you see that? I guess another question is, do you see that rivaling maybe a promotion, the second promotion? Let's just be real. Second promotion to WWE would be AEW. Yeah. Do you think that could rival them, or you think AEW's just have that spot, you know, given there and then?
I don't think it's ever going to rival them, honestly. And this, again, it's not a knock on them or anything. It's just the fact that it's like them working together. It's more like now a partnership. So now they're trying to rival AEW.
But you know, remember, once upon a time,
I do remember
TNA. Remember, TNA was the number 2 promotion. So, and I can see you saying that it, you know, you cannot rival AEW because AEW is owned by Tony Khan and the Khan family, and they have a ton of money. But wouldn't it be a little sweet to see a little competition between TNA and AEW? At some point, they worked together, and now they're working together.
I feel like, you know what, if anything, I feel like that's why WWE did go in, because that could be like WWE number 1 and 2. I do see your point there. I don't see them, like I said, I don't see them rivaling WWE, but I do see them rivaling AEW for that second spot.
I mean, personally, if it was easable access, I would like to see it on Paramount, and I think it will do great as well. So hopefully in the future, maybe we could get that type of deal. And now that since they're partnered with WWE, maybe that gives Paramount be like, hey, why not? More wrestling, more eyes. Let's give it a chance, you know? I can see Paramount doing that type of stuff. Hopefully one day we'll see it soon. And on to AEW news while we're on that topic. All right. So last Wednesday, we had a little rematch. We had Jon Moxley versus Adam Cole.
Oh, God.
For a little rematch for the title. So during that match, there was a spot where Adam Cole went on, grabbed Jon Moxley from the top rope, did a super suplex. And we also, you know, before that, he brought out a little friend, and that is a bat with nails attached to it. Some sharp, old-ass nails attached to it.
Called Spike.
Spike is his name. Spike is what Jon Moxley felt that night, because, God's sakes, that super suplex landed right into Spike himself. And when it did, you saw the impact. You saw the crowd react. And you saw the aftermath where they had to toss out Colt for a bit, gave him like 1 minute or two outside, while you had the referee and Wheeler Muta come in. Interference. He had to come in to interfere. But I don't think it was a interference they planned. I felt like it was an early interference because they realized, shit, this is stuck to Jon Moxley's back.
It is.
It was literally stuck. I don't think it was a planned spot for have this to get really stuck in there. The referee couldn't get it out. Neither could Wheeler Muta. And when they were trying to pull it out on TV, you saw the skin come out. It was really bad. To the point where they had to give more time to pull out the rest of the nails out and get it off of Jon Moxley. The man bled like no crazy.
I know.
So, I guess for you guys to discuss on this, what do you think of the spot? And do you think the spot was necessary at all? Because you have a lot of fans out there debating, like, you know, this is some bullshit. Like, this does not belong in wrestling. This is what's wrong with AEW. Or you think the spot was just, you know, justified in a way that, hey, why not? You know, we seen some crazy shit in wrestling back in the day with ECW where it wasn't justified. But we also did have some legends comment in that from ECW days. So I don't know if you guys heard of that.
What is that?
From Tommy Dreamer to Stevie Richard to some of the legends, and you know, they agree with it as well. So I guess I want to just ask you guys, like, what do you guys think? You know,
Hot time for this one. You go ahead, come in first, and then let me finish it. You go first.
Hello, Brandon, back. All right, so honestly, if you're gonna do a spot like that, you have to be more cautious of how impactful that spot is gonna be. Look at the fact that he got lucky; it was just a suplex to his back. Any other part, I mean, if he would have connected on a proper nerve or something,
yeah,
he could have ended up either
paralyzed.
Yep,
It kind of went bad.
Yeah, it could have went bad. I think the spot should not have happened unless he had the proper precautions for it, and I think they didn't have them because look at the fact that he was stuck with that stuff in his back for a while.
Well, obviously they planned it, and I do think it was Moxley's idea because that man does some crazy shit. The issue is, brother, yeah, you can get paralyzed. As far as like shit that had happened, so here's like my 2 cents. You're in a weekly show. You have more eyes on your product because this is a weekly cable televised show. You're having little kids watch. You're having commercials, like, you know, into it. You could lose sponsorship. This stuff is not very light. There's a reason why WWE doesn't go about it the same way. But there could have been a better solution. Why didn't you put this in your PLE or pay-per-view, whatever you call it, AEW? You know, we did see Strickland versus Hangman All Out, and we did see the syringe spot where he got needled into his mouth. That was crazy. I was there. Sick. But I felt like this was better off put into a pay. That way we had something to talk about the night after instead of putting it in your weekly show where I just felt like it was all for nothing, dude. It's like, I get you're trying to boost up ratings, but this is not necessary, man. There's better ways to do about this.
Well,
You just wasted a lot of potential for a pay-per-view spot, you know?
Well, not just that. Let's say you just did this. Who knows how far you want to go and how far is your body allowed to go?
Well,
and then imagine other people who do things that will be worse.
Well, put it this way. We already knew that Strickland is going to face Jon Moxley on Dynasty, and yet you had a
All right, well, you know what, guys? We actually had a
Technical
we had
difficulties,
technical
Wi-Fi issues. But let's get back into the news, guys. Like I said, better off to leave it at a bigger pay-per-view than it is on an AEW Dynamite show.
Here's my take, though.
Okay.
To the people who sit there and say the fact that it's a bad thing, it's a bad blah, 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 this and that, cool. I see your point, but then also see this other point here. This is what irks me. These are the same people who are crying and bitching and saying, I want the Attitude Era back. I want to have the old Attitude Era back. I want the hardcore in the matches back. I want this back. I want ECW back, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting this now. And all of a sudden now it's something too bad for you?
That's the thing. It's too bad. And this is also why the Attitude Era can't return. There's a lot of things that upset so many people these days. We're living in that snowflake era.
Again, it's like the same people that want it are the same people that have the issue. What do you want?
Yeah, exactly. You can't, I mean, in the end of the day,
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
it's
Make up your
tribalism
mind.
at its finest. That is also the issue, honestly, and I can see your point.
It's like let's put it like this. You were a fan of the Attitude Era. I was a fan of the Attitude Era. But nowadays we're looking at WWE saying, bring back the Attitude Era. Because when the other company brings it back, it's like, oh, dude, that's too disgusting. Did y'all forget what used to happen to Mick Foley?
Yep.
Did y'all forget what happened when he had a tooth in his nose?
Mm-hmm.
Hell, he can't even look at the Hell in a Cell anymore without getting emotional.
Nope, not at all.
Hell, don't forget Shawn Michaels' first one.
Exactly.
Let's not forget the Stone Cold when he broke his neck.
Yep.
Let's not forget Shawn Michaels, when he sexualized also the product.
Yep.
So again, we want to sit there and say, hey, or you know what? Remember when Stone Cold Steve Austin came out against the the Nation Domination, and what was the first thing he did to D'Lo Brown? Flipped him to the back of the truck and broke the glass,
Exactly.
and then stunned him on top of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did we not see people get ran over, this and that? But all of a sudden now it's too much.
Now it's too much.
But this is the same product that you were asking for. This is the same product you've been begging for. This is the same product you've been looking up to the high heavens and saying, oh, we want it back, we want it back, we want it back. And all of a sudden, that's just too much, guys.
Yep. And that's the issue, is that you're never going to win the crowd in the end of the day. It's going to say too much, too little, this, all that. At the end of the day, nothing's ever going to be great. Anthony, that's right. Tell them.
Thanks, brother. We appreciate it. Welcome back.
Anyways, so let's get into the last bit of news, and that is we're going to tie in a couple of things. Now would be like this. We got Vince McMahon spotted at a Knicks game. The man's looking meaner and leaner than ever and got rid of that ridiculous mustache.
I like the porn stash.
So that's one thing. And then we also got Brock Lesnar spotted at a steakhouse. And when he was asked would he ever return to the ring? He said, I don't know, maybe. And that's all he said.
That's what Brock is. Brock is it's whatever.
It's like, leave me alone, bro. I'm over here eating some steak.
I'm enjoying my family. Like, let me be a family man, for God's sakes.
So put it this way, my man. We also got one last bit of news, and this will probably be related to you, because I know you're a little bit of a Goldberg fan.
Oh, God.
So put it this way.
Yeah.
Goldberg was on an interview and was talked about his retirement match, because it's actually coming up this year. He's going to retire. And
he still's going to have a match?
Yep, he's going to have one more match. It's going to be a retirement match. Well, he was waiting for him to be cleared, and he was cleared. And so there was a bit of an angle, if you remember, at Bad Blood between him and Gunther. And the fact that, Goldberg came and told him, oh, you're next and all this stuff. When Gunther bashed him, that was actually supposed to be an angle to lead up to a match. But I think WWE backed out in the end and said, you know what, we're not going to do it. And he talked about it during the interview, and he kind of did say, like, I'm kind of mad at WWE, for doing this. And he said, why not pass the torch and give it to Gunther? Because he basically saying torch to Gunther, as well as if not him, how about Braun Breaker? So during the interview, he did bash WWE a little bit. And it's like he felt a certain type of way, but it's like, my man, if you want to have one more retirement match, don't go about it like that, dude. WWE is really the only company that wants to even have you back, if that was the case. I don't know about AEW. And even if he was to return to AEW, who would go over him? Because we already know Goldberg has a certain type of mindset where he doesn't want to put anyone he thinks doesn't look like a strong type of bodybuilder type. Because he didn't want to put Bray Wyatt over.
No,
not at all. But he was willing to put Braun Strowman. And nothing against Braun Strowman. It's just Bray Wyatt was the Fiend. He was on fire. So it's like you go to AEW, you're gonna want someone like Omega, someone like Jon Moxley,
No.
someone like even Adam Cole, baby. He's not gonna want to go over. He's gonna be a diva.
Okay, no.
So it's like, yeah, WWE is your only resource. So it's like, come on, man, don't be bashing the product when you want to be part of the product. He said because he's a WCW guy. I get that, but I think Triple H is past that point now. I don't think it's because you're a WCW guy. It's just that you're
You're a
still
moron, you're an idiot, you're a fool, you're an imbecile. Sorry.
you're still green, bro. You never were past that green light. You were still always green. You always will be. And do I like to see you get a proper send off? I do. I'd rather see you get squashed.
Here's a proper send off. You have him come in, you have him say a couple things, and walk off. That's it.
Could be. I want to see him get squashed. I want to see Gunther Braun Breaker go in, spear the shit out of him, as well as Gunther powerbomb him, get rid of him. Doesn't have to put a moveset because I don't want to see him, put anyone in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get off the field, man. Because look, my man, you had a good career, really great career. You were really one of the pinnacle guys in WCW. And I'll give you credit where credit is due. You pushed that company further up in heights. But then we realized as wrestling fans that you weren't a good wrestler.
No.
You almost killed The Undertaker.
Literally. he destroyed Bret Hart.
Yeah. We got another comment, by the way.
Anthony Colleen said, I want Gunther chopping Goldberg. Are you gonna guess the number of chops this time actually correct?
Well, we ain't gotta go through all that. So put it this way. As far as this guy, yeah, I would like to see him get chopped. I like to see him get beat down. I don't want to see Goldberg put any type of movesets out there.
No.
Get buried, put the guy over, move on. You had a great career. You had a great legacy. You're gonna go in the Hall of Fame one day. It's like, and if not, it's not the end of the world, man. I mean, you're just too green. Say about 20 plus.
20 plus chops. All right.
That's what's up. So put it this way. And we're going to go through the last segment of the night, and that is the what ifs. And since we're on the topic of Goldberg, how would you book his retirement match at this point? What if?
None. No retirement match.
No retirement match. Old
No.
man, you want to get in on this?
No.
No.
It's
Even
good.
the old man doesn't want to get in.
It's
I
good.
will
At this
just
point,
book it this way.
Same thing you said. Just have him go out there, say something, call some people out. They all come out, they beat him up, and just leave him like, oh, he's so hurt he can never come back. That's it.
Bury his ass. Look, are you a WCW guy? Yeah. At the end of the day, you can't get over in another company that you guys were trying to kill. It's unfortunately true. Go to AEW. You're not going to want to do business with anyone smaller than you. We know that. Go to TNA. Everybody is smaller than you. We know that. Where do you want to go to do your retirement match? The indie scenes? Go ahead. Have a Ric Flair type of style match. You're not going to be satisfied because even that man himself wasn't satisfied with that match. We got another comment from Anthony. Go ahead, Anthony. Speak your shit. Talk your game.
Retirement, it's true. No retirement mention needed.
Just go to the Hall of Fame. Call it a night. Like I said, no one's going to take away your credibility because at the end of the day, you were champ in both promotions. You did squash Brock Lesnar. Take that as a high and just leave, man. That's all you got to do.
I feel like ever since Goldberg was called to do the big thing in WWE, he never did the big thing.
He never was a big thing to me.
Well, again, this is when he had to wrestle Brock Lesnar. He botched that. Had to wrestle the Undertaker. Botched that. Had to wrestle, I forgot who else. Botched that.
Dolph Ziggler botched that too.
Dolph Ziggler botched that. Bray Wyatt botched that. So it's like nothing but constant botches.
Who do you have left as fans? I mean, people still pop when they see you, but like, who wants to see you actually wrestle?
I
don't. Nobody does.
Old man, do you want to see him?
No, not no more.
And like I said, I like Goldberg back in the day, and I still like, it's nothing about bashing him in general. He still had a great career. Just
had a great entrance.
He did have a great popularity up the ass, It's just like, dude, your time has passed. You may look in good shape. You may still have it, look wise. You just never had it ring. You injured one of the legends out there. We don't need to go through that story, but it's just like, dog, your time's up. Let it be. Go to the Hall of Fame. And that's all you need. And
He's
take it.
already in the Hall of Fame.
Is he, right? Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame.
He doesn't need anything else. Just get away. Shoo, stay back. Just show up. That's it.
Just give out a speech and let it be. Put it on your Twitters. That's all you need.
What?
Otherwise, man, this has been your Windy City Savage news. Join us next time. Like and subscribe. Dig it.